What's good, YouTube? I have something general to say about JJK. I hate Sukuna fans. I'm not gonna lie, I really do hate Sukuna fans. And that's coming from me being a Sukuna fan. Now listen, I was on social media and I saw a photo, which should be in the video, mind you. It was a photo, it was like basically how they're gonna deal with Sukuna, and it had a photo of Kenpachi like facing off against Sukuna. And I was looking in the comments and I saw people basically talking about how Sukuna is just gonna be able to infinitely cleave Kenpachi, all the pieces and stuff and all of that, all this, all that. The thing I hate about JJK super fans, not even just necessarily super fans, but just since JJK is like the hottest anime out right now, a lot of people seem to kind of overrate their ability, and that seems to kind of irritate me a little bit. Not really much, I'm just kind of making a video on it. It's not really nothing that serious, but they tend to overrate their ability, you know. Somebody had the nerve to even say like, man, you know, even if Goku was in there, like Sukuna is just gonna be able to infinite cleave through dimensions, and it's not gonna. No, bro. Like I said, I think that a lot of people don't realize how the scaling in JJK works, and the reason why people like Sukuna are able to dominate in a world like JJK. Like even in Demon Slayer, right? When you finally get to see Muzan fight, and it was Muzan versus all the other Demon Slayers, and Muzan is just like a force of terror. Like these are highly trained swordsmen against a demon, and Muzan is just basically killing people left and right. Now I won't spoil too much of it because there's a lot of stuff that happens, and the anime hasn't quite caught up to that yet. Obviously, that's the final arc. But I look at Sukuna very much like Muzan. Like in his world, he is the strongest. He's insanely powerful. Now, don't get me wrong, I do feel like Sukuna is strong, and in a lot of different other anime he would be even stronger. But this is the same thing to me that I feel like about Hunter x Hunter, because the worlds to me are very similar. I made a video talking about how the power systems are very similar, and the reason why I hate Sukuna fans is because they seem to think that a big fish in a small pond means that he's a big fish everywhere, and that's just simply not true. Now, Sukuna is one of my favorite characters of JJK. He's such a great villain, and you know, the fight between him and Gojo was legendary, and obviously because of the divine general himself, the god of adaptation, Gojo fell in that battle. Now people seem to think that since Sukuna was able to pierce Gojo's barrier of his perfect technique or whatever, that he just cannot be stopped. He can just rip through anything. My only issue with this statement is that Gojo, anybody in the main cast besides maybe Itadori are just humans. They're just humans with cursed technique, and that cursed technique amplifies their actual physical abilities. I did a video a while back talking about Toji versus Naruto, and in that video I actually did a lot of research. Unlike this video right here, I'm just kind of talking about stuff in general. I did research in that video, and in that video the research pretty much showed that Kid Naruto is whooping on prime adult Toji, and Toji was a person that was able to kill Gojo, at least for a short period of time before he had his affinity. The reason why I bring this up is because Sukuna being able to basically slice and at like rapid fire speed so fast that you can't even see it is not necessarily a crazy feat, because the regular humans in Jujutsu Kaisen are enhanced by their cursed technique. So for somebody that's actually like somebody like Goku, for instance, like Goku has, how they do their fights, and their fights is like supersonic speed and stuff, and like the speed of light, they be punching at the speed of light and stuff. That kind of stuff doesn't, like Sukuna stuff doesn't match up to that. Like obviously he's strong because characters don't have the ability to keep up with that kind of speed in Jujutsu Kaisen, but in anime like Naruto and Bleach and stuff, that's child's play. That's like season 1. People seem to overrate Sukuna so much because he's such an amazing villain that he just seems like he has everything. Like it's just so impossible to beat him. And then my only issue with that is that you're going to be very upset when Gege just writes Itadori to be the natural plot hole in order to defeat Sukuna once and for all. But in reality, it kind of makes a little bit of sense. It doesn't make sense that Itadori would be the one to do it. I have my own thoughts about that. Check out my video about Itadori being the main character or not being the main character. But the picture in itself was insane because it was about Kenpachi versus Sukuna, and I think that Bleach characters just naturally wash, especially Bleach characters in the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, just kind of wash Jujutsu Kaisen characters, to be honest. I mean, look at Yuta. He's probably like the second strongest in the series right now. I mean, besides like Sukuna and maybe Geto. And if I honestly realistically I don't think Yuta's beating a lot of people from Soul Society. That's just me. I mean, yes, Sukuna was over there cutting through certain things, and he's definitely strong for sure, but Kenpachi also has the power to cut through imagination and the power to cut down through dimensions and stuff. He has his own dimensional barriers, so his attacks also can negate any kind of physical like defense that you may get from a cursed spirit. I just think that the problem with the anime and the manga is just that they've done such a good job of making Sukuna terrifying and making Gojo seem like he is a god among men, and people seem to think that they can take that to a whole nother anime and be the same status. That's just not possible, bro. You got somebody like Kid Naruto from episode like 100 being able to basically defeat Toji, who is probably one of the strongest, maybe like top 3 Jujutsu sorcerers that we've seen. I mean, maybe not strong as Yuta, so probably like top 5 at least. And mind you, he has enhanced physical abilities that's not related to cursed energies, like through a heavenly pact. Even now, you see that all the people that's fighting against Sukuna, like a basic lightning user who was, you know, quickly dispatched. And Jujutsu Kaisen is more about how important your ability is, not its pure strength. Like with Sukuna, yes, his is pure strength. You know, he has the ability to cut the dice things up into a malevolent kitchen or whatever, but you got the guy that's like the lawyer, and you know, his abilities is very insane. Verse curse technique is definitely a thing, but just seeing on the level in which they fight in Bleach, which to me is only second to probably just something like Dragon Ball Z, at least in the later like 1,000 Year Blood War season, I think that being that Kenny is as sadistic as Sukuna and also has a strong physical body, also has the ability to cut through dimensions. Now granted, the power of Magarama or Makora or whatever you want to call this translation, his power of adaptability, you do see his will like kind of fused with Sukuna on the back in the picture. Now that can actually come with some interesting applications, because you know, his ability to adapt to everything. But I don't know how you really adapt to something that can just basically bypass anything, any defense you could do. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can make awesome defense, but it wouldn't matter because I just slice right through you. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't matter. I don't think people realize that Sukuna himself is the big bad of his own story, much like Muzan is the big bad of his own story. I mean, heck, even Aizen. I mean, think about Aizen, like his ability of complete hypnosis. People really just probably tell me that Sukuna could cut through his complete hypnosis, and that's ridiculous. No, I get it though. You know, Jujutsu Kaisen is hot right now. The anime is on fire right now. The manga is on fire right now. It's pretty much in the peak moments. People kind of anticipate how it's going to end, because a lot of Sukuna fans do not want Itadori to kind of just randomly get a power up out of nowhere and just kind of be able to beat Sukuna, which I agree. I'm not the heaviest Sukuna fan. Like, I love Sukuna as a character. I'm not like a super fan, but I do not want that to be the ending of Sukuna. I think he deserves a much better ending. Kind of like I thought that Gojo deserved a better ending, but it is what it is. But with so many characters kind of dying off in the manga as we speak, it's pretty much leaning towards where it's going to be some kind of power up, or either they're going to lose and it's going to be like a redemption type of thing. But I think the manga's ending, so that's probably not going to happen. And the problem is, this video is titled I Hate Sukuna Fans, but in reality, it's not just Sukuna fans. Gojo fans too, Toji fans too. I don't really see many Itadori fans out there saying he can max out everybody, but I've seen a lot of people talk about how strong Toji would be in the Naruto verse and how Gojo would be able to like one-shot the Naruto verse and stuff. Now obviously he might be stronger than Kakashi, but because of the affinity thing, but in reality he might not be, because you really got to take a look at that. I first originally thought that he could beat Kakashi just straight up, but then Kakashi also has abilities that can kind of cut through space, and not time but space. So you know, any kind of space cutting abilities could possibly be good against Gojo's affinity. Just remember, for the lasting effect of this video, Jujutsu Kaisen characters are only as good as their techniques. The only physically gifted people in the show are like cursed spirits, Itadori, and people like with the heavenly pact like Toji. Stop overrating these characters. They are great characters, but they're great in their power verse and their power level. With that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know in the comments below whether you think that Sukuna will be able to just slice up Kenpachi. I personally don't think so. The man himself allows himself to be hit, allows himself to be slashed up just ridiculously. But I'll see you guys next video. やれやれだぜ。